I want to welcome you to the program as we continue to parse all of these developments with the NIH, the National Institutes of Health. Now, the announcement from the Trump administration of capping indirect payments to the NIH sent chills, I don't have to remind you, through the entire scientific community. We have been hearing from many. A reminder that the NIH grants have been crucial in groundbreaking medical research that I have to say, not just the United States partakes in, but people all around the world. Now, this federal judge has, in fact, blocked the cuts for now. Explain to us, how crucial this funding is and how it works.
So the United States has been #1 in biomedical research for the last 80 years. And a large part of that is the NIH funding hospitals, academic centers, medical schools, departments of biology. And the way it is I, as a researcher, put in a grant. I tell them what I'm going to do, either with patients or in a laboratory. They give me the grant, and my grant covers what I'm going to do. But there are a lot of costs that make it possible. Infrastructure costs, rent for lab space and office space, administrative jobs, whether it's payroll or budgeting, auditing, legal services, it's utilities, it's disposing of radioactive waste or biological waste, refrigeration for particular samples. All of those things, the government says, we're not going to look and make you account for each of them. We're going to create a pot called indirect costs. We'll negotiate that across universities, and we'll give that to you to make the grant possible and my actual research possible. Now, different organizations, Gates Foundation or the Howard Hughes Medical Institute, do it differently. Sometimes they allow some of those costs to be in the grant, for example, IT costs or special handling of samples. And so they have different kinds of indirect rates. What the president did is say unilaterally, we're going to cut it down to where others have their indirect rate without changing what I can put into my grant the way those other organizations, again, like the Gates Foundation or the Howard Hughes Foundation have. And that's a problem because there are contracts, expectations, and just switching it overnight.
Is there any doubt in your mind that this will affect the well-being of Americans, for starters?
Well, a lot of places are actually, patients on research protocols are having to be stopped. You're in the midst of a cancer treatment as part of research, and they're saying, oh, we're not funding that grant to the same level, or we're doing critical experiments on a particular new novel therapy. That's going to stop. No, this is meant to undercut the biomedical research enterprise. We have the world's best. It's built on a system, and part of what this is doing is threatening that system. And it's not meant to make America great. It's actually meant to undermine America's premier leadership in biomedical research.
But what do you think the ultimate goal is here? Go ahead.
Sorry. I think, look, can there be reforms to the way we do research, how we finance it, what we think should be covered? Absolutely. But unilaterally saying, I don't care about the old contracts, I don't care about our agreements that we're going to fund it in a certain way, I'm just changing it myself. That is not a recipe for strengthening the system. I think the system can be reformed and can be strengthened, but this is not the right approach. This is slash and burn rather than let's think about how to improve what we're doing.
And to the reasons as to why they're slashing and burning, perhaps a 2022 report by the conservative think tank that published Project 2025, something Americans have heard a lot about, they claimed that NIH funding was being used to subsidize the DEI agenda of the political left. Now, Donald Trump, we heard him during the campaign, right? He tried to distance himself from Project 2025. Is there any doubt in your mind that they're executing on this right now?
Oh, no, the cutting in the NIH indirects was part of Project 2025. It's right there in the program.